It kind of reminds me, and I said it in my TikTok, of men chatting it up in the forest, cracking open cans of lime Coca-Cola. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel where we cover all things beauty and a whole lot of fragrance chat. My nose is a little stuffy today. I'm feeling a bit congested, so I do hope that this passes, but I just wanted to say if I sound a little funny, that is why. I wanted to say before we jump into this video, a big thank you to you guys for having such a warm and welcoming vibe in that video with my grandma. I so appreciated it, and so did she. You guys were so loving and kind, and your comments were just so heartwarming. She will definitely be coming back on the channel, especially after having such a warm experience with you guys. So thank you so much for not even one negative comment. I mean, I didn't think there would be anyway, because I know you guys, but anyways, thank you so much. And if you haven't checked that video, definitely watch it. I keep watching it over and over again, and I know forever I'll just keep going back to that video because it's so beautiful to me. But anyway, in today's video we are talking about the new Kilian Born to Be Unforgettable, which y'all, I'm not gonna lie, all I'll say is the bottle, in my humble opinion, is definitely one that is forgettable to me anyways. It's just not my favorite. I don't love the princess packaging, but I will mention that while Kilian does have gorgeous bottles, typically the more expensive ones are the ones with the beautiful, just gorgeous packaging. And I mean, this one is over 200, so would you rather have something that's definitely more simplistic and doesn't quite stand out but less money, or would you rather have a statement piece that is just oodles and oodles of dollars? So for me, I didn't want to spend that much money on it, so I guess it's all right. Because I didn't know if I loved the fragrance. So this is really interesting. They put it in the fresh category, and I definitely can understand why. Born to Be Unforgettable has really cool notes. It has, I think I remember them, top notes of lime and Coca-Cola, because you really get everything that's in here. It has middle notes of cinnamon and nutmeg, and then base notes of vanilla and cedar. So when I first heard the notes, I was very, very excited, very intrigued. I thought, wow, we're getting a citrusy, woody, sweet kind of scent, and I was just very, very excited. The Coca-Cola really got me, just like I'm sure it got a lot of people. I never got a fragrance before that does have Coca-Cola. I think BDK Rouge Smoking might have a Coca-Cola cherry type of scent. I know, I think it's called something Tonka Cola from Mancera, but I've never smelled that fragrance either, and so I was just really intrigued to get it. I got the travel size, and I believe the travel was $35 for the travel size, and this is a 0.34 fluid ounce, and the 1.7 fluid ounce was $130. So let's go ahead and read just a little bit about it before I do jump into my thoughts. It says, Born to Be Unforgettable has a fresh, invigorating citrus top shaken by spices and an innovative watery facet. The powerful woody signature is like a permanent olfactive tattoo. It brings sensuality and magnetism to the next level and wraps it in a new sweet addiction, a fizzy cola-inspired duet of praline and musk that actually does last on the skin. Now, I do want to mention, I'm pretty sure that this is after seeing your comments on TikTok about the scent. It does look like this scent is a re-release of Bad Boys Are No Good, But Good Boys Are No Fun by Kilian, which completely reminds me of Mary J. Blige. Lord knows that I should run off with the right one. Join in if you know it. Hey, hey, me and Mr. Wrong get along so good. Even though anyway, so if you know the song, you do. If you don't, it's totally fine. Embarrassing. But it does remind me of that song. And so yeah, I guess they did come out with this in the past, and it was in that old packaging with the square and the cute circle on top. So I never smelled that one, but this, I'll go ahead and tell you what I get from it. So first of all, very long lasting, pretty good in projection and sillage. I'd say about moderate, but longevity is definitely there. This scent, I mean, if you look at their marketing on their TikTok, it looks like it's more marketed to men, even though it is open obviously to men and women. This Immediately in the opening, you get really, really bright citrus. You do get that lime, and it's very strong and apparent in the scent. And I also get a very big boost of that cinnamon and nutmeg. Now the Coca-Cola, it's funny because it kind of comes and it goes. It's a little bit more in the background than I thought that it would be. So you do have that kind of refreshing feel coming from the cold Coca-Cola in the scent. But for me, especially in the opening, it's definitely more about the citrus and the spice. As it dries down, you get way more cedar. And for me, cedar, as I've said before, can go very masculine on my skin, and that is definitely the case with this fragrance. And for that reason, because the vanilla at the base does come through, but not quite enough for me, it's definitely something I'd prefer to smell on a man rather than myself, but I can appreciate it. And I will say it does have that uniqueness. So I do feel like in a way it is very like stand-outish to me. It does add something to my collection, it adds value, but is it the type of value I'm looking for and that does cater to my own personal taste? No, not necessarily. I do get the Coca-Cola once again that I was really hoping I would in the scent, but I just think the cedar is so strongly done in the scent. The cedar and then citrus can be very masculine as well. With those two notes truly taking over, I do find that it is pretty masculine. So for me, I think they do put it in the category as fresh. I'm gonna say fresh spicy. Fresh, spicy, woody. There's a little bit of sweetness coming from the vanilla, but more than anything, I'm just getting like an overdose of the lime and the cedar. So for me, if the vanilla was a little bit more intense, if the Coca-Cola came through a bit more, and maybe the cedar was toned down just a little bit, I would find this definitely more unisex. But for right now, I'm gonna say definitely more masculine. Now, I don't think I'm gonna return my travel because it's not that I don't like this. It's just not a me fragrance. I could see myself wearing this every once in a while when I do want something, you know, that does have that Coca-Cola spicy woody vibe. I think it's definitely interesting, but I do again just feel like it's not my favorite. I do like it enough to keep it in my collection, but I just don't see myself getting a full bottle for the price, for how this smells. Again, I would prefer to smell it on a man. It kind of reminds me, and I said it in my TikTok, of men chatting it up in the forest, cracking open cans of lime Coca-Cola, and just having a good old time. And that's the vibe. It's definitely not for me, and when I smell this, I wouldn't categorize it as like a sexy men's scent. I would more say it's one of those unique, good for every day, fresh, spicy, with a little bit of fun in there from the Coca-Cola. It's funny, the Coca-Cola kind of like comes and then it leaves. Some days like I get little whiffs of it, and then sometimes it's just more the citrus and the spice that I do get with that really strong cedar. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna be for me. When I put it on, I kind of feel like out of place. I feel like it's not quite right, but then sometimes I put it on and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. And so great for me for every day when I want something a little different. But yeah, I hope this wasn't too negative. I know it's gonna be a super quick and speedy review, but more than anything, just know that it is very great with the performance. I find it very citrusy, very spicy. You do have the base of wood, which is again very masculine. If you're a woman and you're wanting this and you're hoping the cedar is not too strong, it is very strong in the scent. I do get it quite a bit, and ultimately those citrusy woody scents, man, they can come off very masked. So yeah, I hope that you guys are enjoying this. If you are a man and you love, again, the notes I described, I think you'd love this, especially for every day. Again, I don't find it very sexy. For the price, again, I'm not getting a full bottle. Maybe if it was cheaper, I'd be more, you know, likely to get it, to have something different in my collection, but I just don't love it. There's a lot of fragrances in my collection I don't love, but I keep because the price is right. and they're nice for every day. But for me, this is just, I can't justify getting it, at least right now. Maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe as I have it for longer, the vanilla will come through more. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have smelled this in store, please let me know your thoughts on it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you have smelled the original version, do you think they're very similar? Are there any twists? Please let us know down below. I love you guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good things, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!